Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13th, 1989 in Reading, Pennsylvania. She grew up on a Christmas tree farm, something that she would later sing about. From a young age, Taylor showed an interest in music. At just 11 years old, Taylor sang the national anthem at the Philadelphia 76ers basketball game. With her confidence bolstered, 11-year-old Taylor Swift traveled to Nashville with a demo tape and handed it out to record labels. But not a single one called her back. She realized she needed something that set her apart. She needed to do more than sing. She needed to write her own songs. Around that same time, she picked up the guitar after a computer repairman taught her a few chords. The first song she wrote was Lucky You. Taylor quickly began writing her own songs, blending personal experiences with heartfelt lyrics. From then on, she was addicted. She took music lessons and strengthened her songwriting ability. At only 14 years old, Taylor Swift became the youngest songwriter ever signed by Sony ATV Music Publishing, marking the first big step in her music career. She convinced her parents to move to Nashville, Tennessee, the heart of country music, to pursue her dream. However, Sony did not yet think that she was ready to sing her own music, so when her contract was up, she chose to walk away. She played at the Bluebird Cafe, a well-known spot for up-and-coming country artists. When she was there, she caught the eye of several scouts. Taylor signed with Big Machine Records in 2006 and released her self-titled debut album, which everyone now calls Debut. Her first single was Tim McGraw, and it gained a lot of attention, and soon she was opening up for big country stars. But what made Taylor stand out was her songwriting. She wrote about high school crushes, heartbreak, and growing up, stories that resonated with young listeners. The first time that I heard Taylor Swift was actually on a cooking show. Not many people remember, but Taylor appeared on Emerald Lagasse in October 13th, 2011, and sang Tim McGraw. I heard that song and I went out and bought her album, and I started playing Cold as You over and over again. This is something that is often overlooked about her early career. Taylor Swift did work very hard promoting herself everywhere that she possibly could, even cooking shows. Taylor also gave fans an extra incentive to buy her albums by capitalizing certain letters in song lyrics to spell out clues. This was the beginning of her Easter egg lore, which has grown beyond the CD liner and continues to this day. Fans enjoy finding clues in music videos, social media posts, and even in actions that she does and clothes that she wears. Though her first album got a lot of attention, especially her hit Our Song, it was really her second album that made waves. Her second album was titled Fearless, and it came out in 2008, and it made her a household name. Songs like Love Story and You Belong With Me topped the charts and earned her multiple awards, including the Grammy for Album of the Year. She was just 20 years old at the time, and Taylor was the youngest artist to win that honor at the time. Because she was so young, many people did not believe that she really wrote her own songs. So the next album, she set out to prove them wrong. She made sure that she had the sole writing credits for her entire third album called Speak Now. This album really stands out for its ballads like Dear John and Last Kiss. This would continue to be a trend with Taylor. When she receives criticism, she tends to take it to heart and grow from it. In order to make sure she continued to grow, she started to experiment with her songs. In 2012, her album Red became a fan favorite, but critics criticized it at the time for not having a cohesive sound. Funnily enough now, it's rated as one of her best albums. The hits like We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together and I Knew You Were Trouble were solid pop songs, while she still had more country songs like I Almost Do and The Lucky One. This album also has one of the best songs that she has ever written and a popular fan favorite, All Too Well. It was also around this time that people started to notice that track 5 was usually a very meaningful and emotional song on the album. This has now become an expectation for fans. They want to cry to track 5. After seeing how successful her pop songs were, Taylor took a big risk and fully transitioned from country into pop music. Due to the criticism of her last album, she wanted to make sure that this album was very sonically cohesive. Her fifth album was named after her birth year, 1989. It was a bold move that paid off, with hits like Shake It Off, Blank Space, and Style. The album sold millions and cemented her as one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. She also won Album of the Year for a second time, something that very few artists ever do. Taylor's career hasn't been without controversy. Her feuds with other celebrities, intense media scrutiny, and even battles for her own music catalog have shaped her journey. Instead of shying away from these, though, she often turns these struggles into art. I'm not going to focus too much on the details of these because personally, I like to focus on her as an artist. So let's move on. Her 2017 album, Reputation, showed a darker, edgier side of Taylor. Songs like Look What You Made Me Do addressed her public image at the time head on. Once again, she reinvented herself and fans followed her. Though this album was marketed as a revenge album, it's actually primarily about her new relationship at the time. Songs like Delicate and Don't Blame Me really represent the album as a whole. After Reputation, Taylor released Lover in 2019, showcasing a brighter, more romantic side. Though her singles were not fan favorites, there were some amazing songs on this album. Cruel Summer is widely acclaimed as the best song on the album and one of Taylor's best songs overall. The title track, Lover, was the best received single from that era. Then, during the 2020 pandemic, Taylor surprised fans with two back-to-back indie folklore-inspired albums, Folklore and Evermore. These albums were quieter and more reflective, proving Taylor's versatility as an artist. Folklore won Album of the Year at the Grammys, marking her third album win in that category, more than almost any other artist in history. Her next album, Midnights, was a return to pop, but with a different sound. The lead single, Antihero, is one of the best songs, though my personal favorite is actually Maroon. The album was well received and won her fourth Album of the Year at the Grammys, officially cementing her as the person to have won the most albums of the year. Because Taylor took a personal break and then there was a pandemic, Taylor had not toured in several years, and there were 4 albums which she had not done a tour for. She was also dealing with the sale of her music catalog, which she was not allowed to buy for herself. This led her to create the Eras Tour, one of the biggest tours in music history. It was a celebration of her entire career, with performances from every album she's released, except Debut, which she rudely snubbed. Tickets sold out in minutes, and fans around the globe dressed up to represent their favorite era of Taylor's music. During this record-breaking tour, Taylor wrote and recorded another album, The Tortured Poets Department. This album was focused on lyrics and witticism, and she added a set for this album towards the end of the Eras Tour. I personally think Tortured Poets Department is one of her best albums. Due to the sales from the amazing Eras Tour, Taylor Swift was finally able to buy back her own music. However, little did fans know that she was quickly back to work on another album. The Life of a Showgirl is a second album that Taylor wrote during the world tour, and it focuses on the fame aspect of Taylor's life. This is the first album in several years which she did not work with her favorite producer, Jack Antonoff. She instead worked with Max Martin and Shellback, which she worked with on Red, 1989, and Reputation. But Taylor's impact goes far beyond music. She has become a symbol of female empowerment, an advocate for artists' rights, and an inspiration to millions. Her ability to evolve while staying true to her storytelling roots makes her unique in the music industry. Taylor is also known for her kindness and generosity. She has donated to disaster relief efforts, supported education programs, and spoken out about issues about LGBTQ+ rights and voter registration. And now, it's time for some fun and fascinating facts about Taylor. But before we do, I would like to thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy educational videos about a variety of topics, please consider subscribing to help me grow my small channel. Thank you for watching, and now, on to some fun facts about Taylor Swift. Taylor's favorite number is 13 because she was born on December 13th. Taylor loves cats. She has 3 as of the making of this video: Meredith, Olivia, and Benjamin. Taylor owns a lot of expensive real estate with 8 homes in several states. Taylor used to compete in horse shows when she was younger. Taylor loves cooking and baking. Taylor used to have bad eyesight and needed contact lenses and glasses. She eventually got LASIK eye surgery. And finally, Taylor has been in several films, including Valentine's Day, The Lorax, The Giver, Cats, and Amsterdam. Taylor Swift is more than a singer. She's a songwriter, businesswoman, and cultural icon. Her journey from girl with a guitar to a global superstar is proof of what determination and creativity can achieve. Whether you love her for her country beginnings, her pop anthems, or her indie folklore experiments, Taylor's music has a way of speaking to people at every stage of life. Taylor's story is still being written as she continues to release new music, break records, and inspire fans around the world. One thing is certain, Taylor Swift will go down as one of the greatest artists of our time. What's your favorite Taylor Swift era? Parents and teachers, if you're looking for educational resources that make learning fun while making prep time easy for you, click the link in the description to visit my website. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, you might be interested in learning about Taylor's latest baking obsession, sourdough bread. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to get messy and make lots of mistakes today. Bye!